Now check this out, and I'm gonna try not to make this too long, but this was exciting to me. I have to mention this. She was talking about a couple of groups. One group was of people who were exercising an hour a day at one time in the day. The other group was a group of people who were exercising an hour a day, but it was split into chunks. 30 exercising like literally every 30 minutes of the day. So the people who exercise every 30 minutes of the day had a significantly lower blood glucose than the folks who did equivalent exercise in one chunk of time. So again, what that says is, to me, if you exercise, that's great. Obviously, there are health benefits to that. But formal exercise is icing on the cake. What you want to do is move more. That is the key. You are designed to move more. Hey, what's going on, y'all? So I'm not recording this in the morning. I'm actually recording this later. But anyhow, I'm so excited to present this stuff, man. Again, I'm always amazed at how practical health and fitness are, how practical it is, the steps that you take to better your health, and how far off we are really in our society. So, one thing I've said before, and I'll continue to say it, of course, is that formal exercise, or really the word exercise in and of itself, implies a formality. What I mean is, exercise is like the intentional movement of your body in certain ways for the sake of um, fitness and health and stuff like that. It's like it's a subset of movement. And one thing I've said before, and like I said, I'll continue to say it, is that exercise is great, but it's really more important that you move overall, with exercise being the icing on the cake. So a lot of times we kind of think that, hey, well, I did some exercise and I'm good. It's great that you did exercise. But the thing to understand is that your body is made to move, and not just move once a day. It's made to move constantly. That's why sitting down all day is so harmful. Um, just overall being sedentary is so harmful. That's why studies have shown that even those who exercise throughout the day, I mean, who exercise at one point in the day, they're not able to negate the bad effects of being sedentary, of sitting down all day. Think about that. One thing I think about that makes this make sense to me is, go back a couple hundred years. Like, most people were probably agricultural. They were moving all day long, right? You had to. You had to, make a living, or you had to produce your own food. And so you were literally active, like, constantly, you see? And so these days, look, I mean, I'm recording this podcast, I'm sitting down, and I'm doing like probably 90% of my work on the computer, as are probably some of you, sitting at your desks and whatnot, and then leave work and sit in your car and all that kind of stuff. But I won't go into all that. But literally, even if you exercise, it's you can't negate the bad effects really of sitting, because your body's made to move and to move constantly. Okay. So, and even for those of you who exercise, and you have a decent physique and whatnot, but maybe you're having issues with losing that last few pounds. This probably could be the issue because what happened is, and I'm about to kind of go into something that I heard today or yesterday rather. Um, but what happens is our bodies are constantly, especially with the food that we consume, we're taking in glucose from the food that we eat. Glucose is basically sugar that comes from like carbohydrates and simple sugars. I mean, simple sugars are carbohydrates. Anyhow, a lot of the issues with our health have to do with our bodies becoming less able to move the glucose through our bodies, process it, and kind of get it out of our bloodstream and all that kind of good stuff. Our bodies actually become worse at that, when we consume a whole lot, and also when we don't move a lot. Okay, and so I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, the Human Lab podcast, and Dr. Casey Means, she was interviewed on the most recent podcast episode. She is a metabolic health expert. She's an MD. And one of the things she recommended was at least 3 short walks a day. Now, before you make any excuses for why you can't do that, check this out. So she referenced a couple of different studies. One study had a relatively large group of people walking 7,000 steps a day. And walking 7,000 steps a day lowered all cause mortality risk by 70%. 70. And we're talking about stuff like dementia, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and the list goes on and on and on. Another study said that people who are walking between 8,000 and 12,000 steps a day lowered their all cause mortality risk between 50 and 65%. That is absolutely huge. That's huge. So, and I'm going to quote her on this. She said, muscle contraction is medicine. And again, what happens is what she was saying was, and I'm going to link to that podcast so you can listen to it yourself because I'm not an MD, but I do like to research and stuff. But anyhow, the contraction of your muscle is stimulating your glucose channels and helping your muscles to move that glucose. And so what happens is it enables you to process that stuff better instead of it just sitting there and your body becoming less able to move it through. And then the lady was going on into, how this relates to your mitochondria, which are very, very important. Mitochondria are the energy producing parts of your cells, and how whenever that glucose is not moving, what happens is those mitochondria start to become less and less efficient. They start to go away and all that kind of stuff. Now check this out, and I'm gonna try not to make this too long, but this was exciting to me. I have to mention this. She was talking about, um, I think this was a study as well. A couple of groups. One group was of people who were exercising an hour a day at one time in the day. The other group was a group of people who were exercising an hour a day, but it was split into chunks. 30 exercising like literally every 30 minutes of the day. So 1 hour at one time versus 1 hour split up every 30 minutes of the day. So you're talking about a lot of movement. So the people who exercise every 30 minutes of the day had a significantly lower blood glucose than the folks who did equivalent exercise in one chunk of time. So again, what that says is, to me, if you exercise, that's great. Obviously, there are health benefits to that. But formal exercise is icing on the cake. What you want to do is move more. That is the key. You are designed to move more, period. Regardless of whether you want to or not, part of the reason that you feel like you don't want to move is because you're not moving. You're designed to move more. And so, what I want y'all to do is start to think about, and I've already started doing this today, and I've ebbed and flowed because I've thought about this stuff over the years. But anyway, I want you to start to identify when you can get up and do, you know, walks at least every hour, maybe you know, um, every 30 minutes or whatever. You could do like a 5-minute walk or a 2-minute walk. You could do some push-ups. You could do some squats. You could do planks, anything like that, okay? But I want you to start to move. Now, if you have like a job where you're moving around a lot already, then you don't have to do that. You're already like a leg up over all of us. But start to think about how you can move through the day, because this is so important for lowering your risk of all cause mortality. And not only that, but improving your overall health. Let me know what y'all think about this, y'all. All right, now. The biggest reason I've seen that most people struggle for years and years to lose weight is because of their diets. The truth is, adopting a healthy diet and learning how to maintain it for the long term is mandatory for successful weight loss. And it's the key difference between those who are successful and those who are not. With my group diet coaching, I guide you through key strategies to transform your diet into a healthy, fat burning diet. My coaching includes customized diet tips just for you, a weekly food journal review. Yes, I will review your food journal every week to make sure that you are on the right track. A weekly group coaching call where we all get together to discuss our progress, as well as access to my workout video library. So you have strength training workouts that will help you to sculpt your body while you lose weight. Go to patreon.com/Sean B2B Fitness and join my group diet coaching program today so that you can start being successful on your weight loss journey while transforming your overall health. If you like this content, you might also be interested in one of my books. Learn how you can take steps literally today to successfully manage, control, and overcome common issues such as high blood pressure, diabetes, and belly fat. It's all about putting power back in your hands to improve your own health. Get your book copy today by the links in the description or by visiting SeanMcClendon.com/books. Also, don't forget, hit the like button and subscribe, and join my email list at SeanMcClendon.com/subscribe.